Another Range Rover arrived at the the last one. Imported and stolen in the UK in February 2019. Berkshire, CI, KRA, and the UK. So probably then state ourselves. We are not going to allow the port of Mombasa to be used for illicit trade. We are not going to allow the port to be a conduit or to be a gateway for stolen motor vehicles. I want to sincerely thank our security agencies and the Kenya Revenue Authority, who have continuously kept vigil and are able to intercept stolen merchandise, including these high-end motor vehicles, which were stolen in the UK.
Ladies and gentlemen, since March 2019, the Kenyan Revenue Authority, DCI's Interpol Kenya, Kenya Port Authority, and the other concerned Kenyan agencies have been working closely with the UK's National Vehicle Crime Agency Service, Interpol UK, National Crime Agency, and local UK police from various seaports around London to identify and seize high-end, high-value vehicles that have been stolen in the UK. These vehicles were destined for various countries in East Africa, many of them coming in through the port in Mombasa. The British High Commission in Nairobi has been actively monitoring, coordinating and liaising with KRA to support these actions. Together, we have intercepted and seized 21 high-end UK stolen vehicles worth over £1 million. At the request of the UK authorities, KRA and KPA have been working to repatriate these vehicles in the UK, back to the UK. Today, 1st of November 2019, sees the repatriation of these 4 vehicles, consisting of a black Range Rover Vogue Autobiography, a black Range Rover Sport, a white vehicle, a Mercedes-Benz GLE, and a black Range Rover back to the UK. Some of the stolen vehicles can retail at over £100,000, over 10 million Kenyan shillings, back in the UK's retail market. 2 of the vehicles here present were actually seized during the visit of the previous High Commissioner, Mr. Nick Haley, to Mombasa Port on 24th of April 2019. I am extremely grateful to our Kenyan partners whose continuing efforts are acting as a deterrent to organised crime network both here in East Africa and the UK. We will continue to work closely with our Kenyan partners to combat serious and organised crime which impacts on both the Kenyan and British public.
In 2018, the government of Kenya launched a re-energized campaign to fight illicit trade in Kenya. These included heightened surveillance and enforcement measures at all ports of entry and exit. Since then, various government agencies have participated in joint operations to seize illicit goods, including counterfeits, substandard goods, and smuggled goods. As part of the joint anti-illicit trade, agencies working at the port of Mombasa recently disrupted an international organized syndicate that has been smuggling stolen motor vehicles through the port and selling them in East African market. Between March and September 2019, KRA, DCI, and KPA, in collaboration, intercepted 21 high-valued motor vehicles imported from the UK, and then, of course, transshipped through the port of Mombasa. Besides collaboration among Kenyan agencies, these interceptions were also made possible through the information and intelligence exchange with international law enforcement partners. We wish to recognize particularly the role played by the Interpol, working through the DCI, and the UK National Crime Agency, working through the British High Commission. The seized vehicles had been shipped at ports in UK and Belgium. According to the manifest information, all the 21 vehicles were intended to transit through Kenya and arrive at other destinations in East Africa. However, given the recent seizure made by DCI, we believe that such high-valued motor vehicles are still registered back into the country. Following the seizures, Kenyan British High authorities have worked together to ensure the stolen vehicles are returned back to the country of origin. In June 2019, 2 vehicles, a Range Rover Sports and a BMW, were successfully shipped back to the UK. Today, an additional 4 vehicles, you've already seen them, with details as below. Black Range Rover Vogue Autobiography, stolen on 10th of January from Berkshire, UK. They were seized in Mombasa Port on 12 April 2019 inside a container number that we're going to distribute. Black Range Rover stolen on 11th November 2018 in London, UK, and seized in Mombasa on 12 April 2019 inside another container that you've already seen. The white Mercedes-Benz GLE 250D, stolen on 1st of February 2019 in Berkshire, seized in Mombasa again on 12 April 2019. Black Range Rover Sport Autobiography, stolen again in February 7th in Oxfordshire. That was also seized on 24th of April. All this was as a result of successful information exchange through our partners, international partners. These vehicles will be received in the UK by police authority, specifically the National Vehicle Crime Intelligence Service of the UK. The UK police will undertake further law enforcement measures and eventually reunite or restitute back to the owners. In returning the vehicles, we wish to send a strong message to criminal networks in East Africa and beyond that the port of Mombasa will not be used as a conduit for illicit trade. We are going beyond the quest for revenue and heeding the President's call to root out illicit trade and safeguard a level playing field for legitimate businesses. The government is actively engaged to revamp automotive sector and promote Kenya as a vehicle manufacturing hub in the region. We cannot afford to provide passage of stolen vehicles into Kenya and other East African markets. The recent joint efforts by government agencies at the Port of Mombasa have brought about great success in law enforcement and trade facilitation. These are clear indications of a positive synergy of interagency collaboration. And in conclusion, KRA, DCI and KPA will continue to work together and to collaborate with international partners in detecting, disrupting and deterring all forms of illicit trade at the Port of Mombasa.
These interceptions were informed by intelligence. And when the containers got here and we did the interceptions, of course, we did not really get hold of the culprits. Let me say that the matter is still under investigation, and the owners, once they learned that the containers and the vehicles had been intercepted, actually they took off. So the matter is under investigation, and we are on hot pursuit. Of course, we are getting leads regarding to who they could be. Of course, that information will not disclose it to the members of the press. It's too early, but investigations are underway.